Hi, and welcome back to another episode of The Road Less Traveled. My guest this week is Katie Ciccarelli. She's a member of the girl group Girls Nite Out. Katie, do you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm from here in Lowell. My pop group, we are very upbeat. Our music is more toward the younger fan base, like any little girl from like 5 to 15, I'd say. That's our fan base age.
Since you're making music for younger girls, do you see yourself as a role model?
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole intent of it, is to be a role model and just be someone that those younger girls look up to. And nowadays, like, the music industry is a little bit corrupt. So it's just like, we want to bring that innocence back into music.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you find it difficult to, I mean, you're 20, right?
Almost.
Almost 20. So obviously you're pretty old compared to those younger girls. Do you find it difficult where sometimes you might want to approach a more mature subject matter in your music? And
definitely. I mean, like, we have to be very filtered. Mm-hmm. We all have our own personalities. Like, I just happen to be one of the more like outgoing and like really talkative ones. Mm-hmm. So I definitely have to filter what I say for the most part. But I mean, not to say I'm a bad person. Like, I don't really like, I wouldn't really go that far anyways, but just, like I said, to be someone to look up to and mm-hmm. not give these girls any reason to want to rebel.
Yeah,
I guess
absolutely.
That's the whole point.
So since you're influencing a lot of young girls now, who would you say are some of your biggest influences?
The people who have influenced me in a different way than I'm trying to influence these girls. Like, mm-hmm. I really looked up to like Amy Winehouse, which I know is kind of like, yeah, I mean, very into drugs and alcohol, but her music, like, very influenced by that. As far as like a role model goes, I just saw her in concert, but Beyonce. She, I think she went about her career the right way. Like, she grew with her fans. Yeah. So I really like respect her for that, and I think that's what the music industry is at the end of the day. Is just growing with your fans. Like, you have to start somewhere, and then just maturing, like getting a little sexy. Like, I think that's okay. Mm-hmm.
Is there anyone you can think of in the industry that maybe had the position to influence the younger generation and kind of maybe took a little too many risks in their career? And
I'd say like Miley Cyrus, who kind of came off from Disney Channel, obviously, mm-hmm. with a lot of young girls looking up to her, and she just kind of went off the edge a little bit. She's a little too promiscuous, and her fan base is still a lot of young girls. Mm-hmm. So that's an example of someone who could have kind of taken it a little slow and grown with their fans. But I mean, I guess she was in a rush, so.
You mentioned that Amy Winehouse was a big influence of yours, and obviously anybody who knows Amy Winehouse knows that that's a lot different than, you know, what you're working on right now with the girl group, really poppy and upbeat. How would you say that your personal style, that if you say you weren't in this girl band, how would your personal style differ from what you're working on?
Well, coming into the group, I was not by any means a pop singer, and it was like a rough uphill battle at first because mm-hmm. I had to learn all these new things, and my singing style, I sing along to the styles of like Amy Winehouse, or like I love Bob Marley, so, or any old like Etta James, like stuff like that. That's my style, mm-hmm. and that's what I came into the group with, and they kind of found a way to infuse that into the pop music. Like, there's another girl, she's kind of like rockish, so they put her style in that too. But it took a while for me to adjust. Like, sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, Katie, you can't sing that like that." Like, because my voice, like, I don't know how to sing straight. Mm-hmm. I do now, but coming into the group, I really didn't know how to sing the way they wanted me to. But I guess that's a big thing with me coming into the group, is kind of, I grew as an artist. Mm-hmm. Like, I know how to sing along to my style, and then how to go on stage and be like, wow, I'm a pop star now. So
when you first started doing that, was it tough? And I mean, as in, did you feel that your style was kind of taking a back seat, or do you think that learning both ways kind of helped you progress as a singer and as an artist?
At first it was tough because, like, I felt like I didn't have any strengths in the group, because mm-hmm. I'm not a pop dancer either. So I felt like I was kind of in the back seat. But my voice definitely grew a lot. big transformation. And just over time, like, yeah, like I learned the basics of pop singing and what to do and what not to do and harmonizing and all that stuff that has made me into the artist I am today. So now I feel very like strong in my position. Now I've taken a more prominent role in the group, and I don't know, I'm very comfortable with where I'm at now. So,
do you have any like funny or really weird stories about something that's happened, like with a fan or like something like at a show or something, anything like that we could bring up?
My last show was a middle school show, and it was just a bunch of like little 6th grade and 7th grade boys that at the end of our performance were like, oh, can I have a kiss on the cheek? And like we couldn't say no. And one little boy tried to like turn his face and kiss me on the mouth, and I was mortified. Same thing happened to Darcy. I mean,
should have hit him.
You know what, I thought about it, but the principal was right there side-eyeing me, so I couldn't do it. Almost got the backhand. But no, it was a weird experience, but I mean, now I know never to kiss a 6th grade boy on the cheek again.
That's probably a good rule to live by. So growing up in Lowell, would you say that the city and the people of Lowell have influenced your work?
Lowell's a very diverse place. Growing up, I've always had friends of different ethnicities, and I've always listened to different styles of music, whether it be reggae or Spanish music or just pop. Like, I definitely gained inspiration from that, but most of my inspiration came from home. My dad would play a lot of like oldies, and I think that style just really stuck with me. And if I can go back and like take that style and then infuse it with more modern day music, which is why I love Amy Winehouse so much.
Yeah.
It's kind of what she did. That's the kind of artist I would want to be. Like, that's the artist I could see myself as. So that's definitely where I got most of my inspiration.
I'm not going to beat around the bush. I mean, we all know that girl groups have shelf lives, and they don't last forever. I mean, even NSYNC broke up after a while. Assuming that your band, Girls Nite Out, you all go your separate ways in the future, what do you see yourself doing afterwards?
I definitely would stray away from pop music. Like I said, I didn't come into the group as a pop singer, so it would be more genuine to who I am as an artist, which I would say it's really, really hard to put like a style to it. I think the most important element in my singing or in my work is soul music. Like, I love soulful music. I love being able to listen to a song and like feel it. And I think that's what I want to put out the most. Like, that's the kind of music I want, and maybe in the future, that's what's going to end up happening. Who knows?
All right, well, Katie, thanks for being here. It was really interesting talking with you.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck in the future with everything. Thank you guys for watching another episode of The Road Less Traveled, and make sure you tune in again next week.
Because, I don't know, okay, go, just go. All right, go. I got this, let's go.